Nina Banujiag. Um, Welcome to Math. We are on Module 2, and today we are doing Lesson 29. And for Lesson 29, we are once again making 10. And today, making 10 is going to help us solve problems that have subtraction in them. So, working with subtraction, and we're going to be making 10. Now, the last time we were doing this, it took 2 steps to first make the 10 to help us do the subtraction. So we're going to be doing that again. Okie doke. All right. Here we go. Let's start with 13 minus 8. And then we'll be solving for our mystery number. Okay, so in order to make 10, because we know for sure that we're going to be subtracting, and the amount we're going to be subtracting is 8. All right, so instead of doing a drawing for this, I want us to do our 2 different steps to solve. And the first step is to break apart this 13 into tens and ones. Well, first, how many tens do we have in 13? How many tens do we have in 13? Well, I can actually solve this pretty easily just by knowing what's in the tens place. And the tens place is right here, so if you look, what number is in the tens place? Well, it's 1, so I have one group of 10. Ta-da! I don't need to draw my 10 frame, because we just know that it's 10. Okay? Then we look over here, because I want to know also how many are in the ones place. And if you look above that, it's a 3. So there are 3 ones. Okay? So, most important thing is now we have that group of 10 that I wanted. Okay? So, step 1 is figuring out the 10, which we did do. So here we have now 10 minus 8. Okay? And we know 10 minus 8. Okay? So 10 minus 8. Well, what 2 number partners come together to make 10? So what you'll need to know to do these problems a little bit faster are all the different combinations that make 10. Okay? The other thing you can do is, since we are working with 10, you do have a handy dandy tool available to you to do all of these problems, and that handy dandy tool would be, you guessed it, your 10 fingers that you have on your hands. So if you have 10 fingers and you need to minus 8, you need to subtract 8 of them. Well, you can do that any way you would like. You can do 5, 6, 7, 8. And I took away 8, and now I only have 1, 2. 2 fingers left. So 10 minus 8 is 2. Ta-da! How about that? But that is not the end of the problem. Because, well, we used this 10, okay? And we eliminated the 13 because we broke it into 10 and 3. Okay, and we already did our minus 8, so that's gone. So step 2 is to make sure that we go back and we check and make sure that we didn't leave out any ones that we had in the starting number. And we actually do. We have it right here. It's the number 3. So we can't leave that out. So let's bring this 2 that we solved for. And then we're also going to bring down that 3 because we don't want to forget about it. So 2 and 3 is 5. And that, the end of step 2, is what gives us our mystery number. I just want to go through and show you really quick. Remember, this was the 10 because we made 10 to make the subtraction problem easier. And then this is the 3 that was originally part of the 13 that we took apart. So 13 minus 8 is 5. Now we did do this first step and the second step the last time we did math together, but today I am not drawing any 10 frames and I am not drawing the ones. So that's the big change for lesson 29. For lesson 29, I'm only going to be writing numbers. I'm not going to be drawing any pictures to help us out, okay? Let's try another problem using this two-step process, this making 10 and then adding together any remaining ones and the number we solved from figuring out the 10. Okay, let's try another one, all right? Next problem, let's go with 11 minus 5. How about that? Okay, 11 minus 5. Well, we know we want to get to a 10 first. So we'll be taking 5 from 10. But that means we have to break apart this 11. So the first thing we need to know is how many 10s are in the 11 and how many 1s. And I won't be drawing a picture, okay? So if we look, and we look first at our 10s place, what number happens to be in the 10s place? Well, it's 1, so we know there's 1 10. So I'm going to write that. 1 10 is 10. If it was 2 10s, it would be 20. But there's only this 1 in the 10s place. So 1 10 is 10. Good job. And we'll need that when we do step 1. Because we're going to be using that 10 to help us out. Okay? But let's go back up here because we still have one more number left, don't we? We have the 1s place. Actually, let me color that for you. We have the 1s place. So how many 1s are in this 1s place? Well, we just see a 1, so we know there's 1. So in 11 is really one group of 10, and then one more. So we're done with this 11. It's gone. We broke it apart. We now have a 10 and a 1. There we go. So now this problem isn't 11 minus 5, it's 10 minus 5. And you know you have your handy dandy tools, so bust them out, all 10 of them. You got it? All right, so take away 5 of them. Well, this I don't have to count because I know my one whole hand is 5. So if I take 5 away, now I only have 5 left. How about that? So 10 minus 5 equals 5. Yay! That wasn't so bad. Okay, now step 2. Ooh, and I can go back up here and we already did the 10 and we already did minus 5. So we just want to make sure that we haven't left anybody out. And the somebody that we left out is that 1. So let's bring that 1 all the way down. And then we'll use this 5 that we just solved for. So 1 and 5. Well, what is 1 and 5? Well, you can hold up your 5 or you can grab 5. So up to you. I'm going to grab because that's our favorite strategy. So 5, and I'm going to add one more. 6. I know, smaller number is a little bit easier. So 5 plus 1 is 6. And that gives us our mystery number. So if we wanted to go back and read the original equation, the original number sentence, it was 11 minus 5. And now we know it makes 6. 11 minus 5 is 6. Nice job. Let's try another problem since we are on a roll. Let's go with, how about this time, 12 minus 9. Okay, so 12 minus 9. Does anybody remember the first thing we're going to do? Well, we do want to use a 10, so what's the first step we need to do? We know that we're going to be minusing, we're going to be subtracting 9. So 9 is going to get taken away from something. And what is that easy number that we want to make in order to figure that out? Do you remember? It is 10. And we're going to get the 10 from here. But we have to know, first off, we have to break this 12 apart into 10s and 1s. Well, looking in the 10s place, instead of me having to draw 12 circles, I'm just going to look at place value. And this 1 is placed in the 10 spot. So I know there's 1 10. So there it is. 10. And we're going to need that 10 when we do step 1. Because with step 1, that's why we're making the 10 in the first place. Because 10 is an easier number to work with. Okay? But let's go back up to the top, because we also can't forget about the 1's place. The 1's place in this place value. We did the 10s, so let's do the 1's. How many 1's are in there? Well, I see the number 2, so it's just 2 of them. So that number 12 is now gone because we broke it apart. 12 is really just 10 and 2 more. So let's head on down. Once we have that 10, now 10 minus 9. Oh, that's easy. Easier numbers to work with. The 10 helps out a lot. Making 10 first is just a convenient way to think about it. And it's a lot faster because now we're not drawing all those circles in 10 frames. So 10 minus 9. Well, you have your handy dandy tools if you don't remember this one off the top of your head. So get all 10 of your tools and put down 9 of them. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, look at that. You've only got 1 left. So 10 minus 9 equals 1. How about that? Or actually, I'm going to change this to a circle. It's not the complete mystery number yet, is it? We're still solving for this, but we don't know what it is yet. We've only gone through step 1. All right, so let's do step 2. And step 2 is where we don't forget any 1's that we may have had from our starting number. And our starting number way back up at the top was 12. But we got rid of the 12, and now we've actually gotten rid of the 10, and we've gotten rid of minus 9 because we did 10 minus 9. So the only number that got left out is that 2. So let's bring it down. 2, and we're going to add the 1 that we solved for. So it's going to be 2 plus 1. And this is what's going to give us our mystery number. 2 plus 1. Well, 2, and add 1 more, is 3. So now we have our mystery number. So looking back at our original number sentence, 12 minus 9 equals 3. How about that? So I would like you to try this on a problem by yourself. Okay, so I have one picked out for you. And your problem, and I'm going to leave it right next door to this problem, so you have an example that you can look at while you're doing your own work. So here is your problem. Your problem that I would like you to do is 14 minus 6. You're going to be solving for a mystery number. Okay? And remember, the whole point of doing this two-step thing is to start with your 10. A 10 minus 6 is just easier for your brain to picture than 14 minus 6. So, here is your hint of where to begin. And I'm going to remind you that you have a step 1 and you have a step 2. Okay? So it'll be a number minus 6 equals a number. And then you're going to have another number plus the number you got from solving for 10. That's what's going to give you your mystery number. All right, give it a try all by yourself, okay? That's all we're going to do for math today. I love you, I miss you, and I will see you in another video again real soon.